These ACDs work great together. They're a pretty incredible team. Then you get Sue. So Whitco here, he's kind of the bull in the china shop, where he just goes apeshit. Sanka, who's out there investigating right now, he is level-headed, and there he is, much more methodical about what he gets aggressive about, which is good, because I think the Sanka here certainly keeps Whitco at bay, so they're a good team. Hey, good morning, folks. So it is the next day. We did get all the furring strips done, so those are ready to get installed. I've got to get this porch done. We've got other projects that we've got to start working on, and the furring strips, the installation of them. I am going to be installing ours 16 on center. You can install furring strips anywhere from 12 to 24 inches on center, and I think the standard is 24 on center. I want to do 16 on center simply because I want to make sure this roof is nice and sturdy and strong, and that we get no buckling in the tin. So with it being as hot as it is, my phone does not like direct sunlight, so I'm gonna go ahead and get these up, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. So I've got to go stain 4 more furring strips, and then I can go ahead and get these 4 up. As I get the stain ready, I'm standing out here and I am sweating my butt off. But it reminds me of when I was complaining about the fact that it was either too cold or all of the rain, and yet here we are a week later, and now it's 90 degrees. The humidity is through the roof. I'm still complaining. Maybe I should just shut up and get to work. With it as hot as it is, it really took a lot longer than I anticipated, but we've got them up. So the way we built this is, this one here is 12 inches from the plate, and then these are all 16 on center. Now, the reason we have such a long eave or a long extension here is because, again, on the bottom, this is where we're going to be storing our cookwood for winter. So having it this long isn't going to be much of a problem during the summertime, but during the winter time, I want to make sure that I've got enough support out here because of the snow load. Now, we do plan on cleaning this, but again, we just want to make sure we have support. So all right, it is lunch. I'm gonna go eat some tuna sandwiches that Jen's putting together, and yeah, we're gonna do that in the air conditioning. Well, it is the hottest part of the day. It's right around 1 in the afternoon, and my dumb butt is out here trying to finish up our porch. So we've got the furring strips up, and all I need to do now is add the tin up there. However, I want to go ahead and reinforce this wall, and the way we're going to be doing that is we're basically going to be taking what we did on the back wall and putting it into each of these sections, these 4-foot sections here. So first thing I'm going to do is go stain. I got a lot to stain. We're going to go get some 2x4 stained. Once I have all that stained, then we'll go ahead and cut our pieces. So I've got some of the wood stained, and we're just kind of waiting for it to dry. While we wait though, I'm going to go ahead and throw some metal up on the roof. We're going to see if we can't get at least a few pieces up there while we wait. All right, folks, well, the roof is a success. This is the first time Jen and I have both sat comfortably during a rainstorm, and it is raining. It is really pretty. No doubt about that. Well, folks, we've got a roof on. I am blown away by how amazing this roof looks. All right, now there are a few things we need to go over. Number one, I do need to put some furring strips out here a little bit, just 6 inches or so, just to kind of support that. I'm also going to put a couple of furring strips on this side that'll extend out from here as well to kind of support that end. Now, we have seen our first rainstorm, and it was a doozy. And the roof performed flawlessly. Very, very happy with the way it performed. We were able to sit out here and enjoy the rainstorm, and we loved it. What's next? Well, the next step here now is to, I've got to get the furring strips up there. But the furring strips, I'm going to go ahead and pull out and stain. And while those are drying, I've got some lumber ready for the railing here. So we're going to go ahead and start cutting those. I am unfortunately missing my canopy that should be here over where I'm working. But Jen is down at the corner of our road right now, and we're holding a yard sale along with some other neighbors of ours. And so she's got the canopy because she's the boss. All right, let's get to work. So we took a few days off, and we had a yard sale with some of our neighbors. The yard sale went fantastic. We did very well. We met a lot of people in and around our town, which was really awesome. Also had the pleasure of meeting some of you folks. You know what? That was probably the high point of the yard sale. We started this journey, this YouTube journey, just as a way to keep our family and friends back in Illinois, up to speed with what we were doing. We really had no intention of making a YouTube channel and trying to make something of it. However, because of folks like you, not only did we go down that road, it has really been quite a blessing because we've met so many incredible people, not only here on YouTube, but on Facebook and Instagram, and more importantly, in person. And so for those folks who I had a pleasure of meeting, thank you for stopping by. And yeah, it was great to meet you folks. Now that the garage sale is over, we have an incredible amount of work to get done. So the first thing we need to do is finish our porch. Okay, well, that'll do it for the railing section of this build. The railing is, as far as the framing is concerned, is done. Now the only thing we've got left to do is to sheet this, and we're going to be sheeting it with cedar. So hopefully this week I will get out to the mill. We'll pick up some cedar, and we'll go ahead and get this thing wrapped up in that regard. All right, so now that we've got all of the framing done, really the next step here is I'm going to try to frame out some sort of wall here. I don't know what it's going to look like yet. I'm going to take some time and just kind of look at it, kind of see if I can see a wall. The biggest reason I want to do this is with the way that the wind blows from here across the house, come winter time, having this just opened up like this, that snow is going to want to whip into the porch area. I really don't want that. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it some thought. But in the meantime, I've got some aesthetics to take care of, so we're going to go ahead and do that. I can make the crowd go crazy. I can make the crowd go crazy. I can make the crowd go crazy. Well, there it is in all its glory. We finally got it all done. There are a few things we still need to wrap up. For one, we're going to put the skirting on it still, but we're going to wait for a little while on that. The stairs, since we're going to be extending this out next year, what I'm going to do is just build some box stairs here. And that'll get us through until we decide how we want to do the stairs permanently when we build the other portion of the porch here. A lot's gone into this, and so I want to kind of walk through and show you guys what we've done. So we're going to start here on the far side of the porch. So we did decide to put up this wall here, and we've got it braced by a 45-degree 2x4. The wall isn't going anywhere. To fill this gap in up here, we went with 4-inch rough cut cedar, which just so happens to be the same cedar that we used on the outside of the I guess railing area. The thing about these is that these are only attached at the they're attached at the rafter, but as far as the wall, we only put one brad nail in each board. Now the reason we did that is to, through the winter we're going to monitor what happens with this porch and with the frost heaves. So I wanted to make sure that we weren't going to have any damage or anything wasn't going to go bad if the porch does decide to start moving. That said, this will help keep the snow and the rain out. As far as the rafters are concerned, we did put the 2x4 header board. We went with 2x4 rafters, and then big fly. And then we put the small 12-inch 2x4s. And we affixed the rafter to the header board and then also to the 2x4s here as well. We did that on each one of the rafters. Let's see. We went with the 1x3 furring strips as well. Now, as far as this wall here, none of these rafters are attached to this wall. It is only attached on the outside there and then on this corner here. However, I did put the hurricane ties in a few of the rafters here Just in the event something happens, I have the ability to screw the rafters to the wall. I have no idea what could potentially go wrong, but I figured I'd rather have a few of these hurricane ties in place in the event I needed it, and if I need it, I'll know it when I need it. So, all right, we went ahead and put a little bit of carpeting in here. We've got our chairs in here, obviously. Now, if we come down here, we did put some screen in here all the way around, and we did that in preparation if we ever decide to screen this porch in. At least that section is done. So all we would really need to do is just add screening on these openings here. Go back here as well. Let's see what else. Okay, notice there's a support beam here, and there's also one on this side as well. With the roof hanging off as much as it is, we wanted to have a little bit more support out there. Now the plan will be to put another one here. The only problem is right now is that I haven't figured out how I want to attach it, because this rafter is not attached to the porch. So I still have to work through some of the details on that, and I'll figure that out, and we'll probably talk about that once we do it. But I've got a couple of months to kind of play with it. One other thing that we still need to do, and we'll get this done here sooner rather than later, is we're going to put a 8-inch plank on top of this here to give us a nice ledge rather than the 2x4. Also, it'll cover up all the tops of the cedar here that we used. And speaking of the cedar, we used 4-inch rough cut, 1-inch thick, 4-inch wide, and we love the look of it. We want to clean them. We like that rough look. We wanted that rustic look, so we just kept it with all of the natural hairs that you would find through the milling process. So all right, so if we come over to this wall, so on this side we basically built a 18-inch by 6-foot wall. We sheeted it with the same 4-inch rough cut cedar, put another 45-degree support here. This we ran this board here and then attached it to the wall to provide some additional support for that. And then, very much like the other side, we added these 4-inch boards, just attached it up on the top on the rafter though. We didn't attach it here. There's a gap right here, so like that. Woo! So can't do that. So yeah, I still have to do the stairs. I've got to put the board up on the top there for the ledge, and then we've got to put this one support here in the middle, and then the skirting. So all in all, this was a great build. It was a lot of fun. I am not looking forward to doing the other side. Actually, I can't say that. I think I am. I learned a lot building this. I'm really, really, really happy with the way that it came out. Jen is really happy with it. We have some place we can sit and just kind of hang out in the morning and in the evenings. So yeah, very, very stoked. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching this journey with us. As far as all the other improvements on this, we're going to make those over time. We'll probably talk about them when we do them. But for now, this project is done. We're going to put our stamp of approval on it, and we're going to move on to the next one. So we appreciate all your support. Thanks for sticking around and watching this video. If you liked it, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you folks on the next video.